Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again, and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. In today's video, we have the new fall collection from Orly for 2022. So let's go ahead and see what we got. This is the Color Pass box, and the collection is called Surrealist, and it has 6 fall colors. The bonus items for this month were 8 ounces of their nail polish remover. It says it works for gels, nail polish, or hybrids, and it also came with a matte top coat. And then, as always, with their little cards that they come with, they have some little nail art tutorials down there. So let's go ahead and see what we have. So here's our bonus item, the Orly matte top coat. I don't know that I've tried their matte top coat. I know I have a number of items from them as far as top coats, base coats, things like that, but I don't think I have the matte top coat. And I should say apologies about my voice. I've been sick for the last 4 days, and right now my throat has been extremely tickly. Okay, next up we have their all-purpose Genius Remover. It says it does work for gel, lacquer, or hybrids. I only have nail polishes, so this should work fairly well. This is another product that I have not tried. It does have acetone, but then it has some other things like green tea leaf extract and peach extract, eucalyptus leaf oil, and other oils. So this might be their version of, I think Zoya has a nail polish remover that has a bunch of things in it as well. And in fact, it also is purple, I'm pretty sure. But this could be similar to what I usually use as well, which is just an acetone with acetone additive from indie brands. And that just adds some oils and some scents to your acetone. That way, when you use it on your nails, you don't just completely dry out your nails. So that's something else worth trying. All right, now let's look at the collection. All right, so we have the 6-piece fall collection. And here are our colors. The first one is our deep Oxblood. This does lean a little bit on the brown side, and it is a cream, so it's a nice deep saturated color. This one was almost a one coater on the swatch wheel here, but I did end up coming back with a second coat just to sort of even things out, but I think a lot of people might be able to just use one coat. This is a lovely fall shade, although I will say it's probably not the most unique. I can think of a lot of shades that I have in my collection that are at least similar in the same color family, maybe not exact dupes. For this video, I didn't pull any dupes or possible dupes, but if I had, I think this is one that I would probably be able to come up with something fairly close. But it is a really good formulation of it, I will say that. So it's a beautiful start to that collection, and that one was Persistent Memory. Next up is our first metallic shade. This one is Stop the Clock. This one was almost a one coater as well. I think some nail lengths might get away with just that single coat, but again, I did come back with a second coat just to sort of even things out. This one is, I will say, more unique to my collection. It's got a really deep brown base, and then you have that beautiful copper flash to it. So that one was Stop the Clock. Next up, we have our deep olive green. This is somewhat yellow leaning and a bit murky. This one is called Elysian Fields. This one, I would say most people would need that second coat. The first coat was a little bit, not quite patchy, but it just didn't get fully opaque for me on that first coat. But the second coat added a beautiful opacity and was perfect in 2. I don't think too many people would need a third. This is definitely a pretty unique polish to my collection anyways. I don't have a tendency of buying this kind of color. It's definitely along the lines of what a lot of people would call a pugly color. It's that swampy, mossy, army green. But even of the colors that I do have in my collection that are in that swamp green family, I don't think I have any with this exact same tone. It's very unique. Like I said, it's got a pinch of like a yellow in it maybe. So it's a very interesting shade of this green. So that one was Elysian Fields. Then our second metallic is this deep teal. This one is called Metamorphosis. This one is another one that you will definitely need 2 coats for. For my swatches, I found that that first coat was still sheer enough that you wouldn't cover up very many visible nail lines. But 2 coats did make this fully opaque for me, although I could see longer nails maybe needing a third coat. potentially. But this has a beautiful coppery shimmer to it. Again, you've got that deep, slightly dusty teal base. Another beautiful fall shade. This one for myself is probably, again, maybe not the most unique polish in my collection because I do buy a lot of indies, but it is a really beautiful color, and I'm not too sure if I have something exactly like this to dupe it out or not. Like I said, I haven't looked in my collection for dupes for this collection, but it is a really beautiful shade, and that one was Metamorphosis. Next up is one that I was the least excited for when I opened up the box. I thought it was just your standard white polish, but it did turn out to be a little bit different. This one is French. I'm probably going to butcher again, but this is Ceci N'est Pas Blanc, and this is an off-white, so there's a little bit of like a taupe or tan pinch to it. Just to compare it to a stark white, this is Bee's Knees Lacquer, a mantis shrimp's favorite color, and as you can see by comparison, there's definitely like an oatmeal tinge to the one from Orly. So this is really nice for fall, and now that I've compared it to a stark white, I'm pretty confident I don't have anything like this in my collection. So it's a pretty good staple for fall if you want a nice neutral and a white option for the fall season. Still probably not as excited about this as I am some of the other colors, but it is a nice option to have in your collection, and it will be a nice one to use for nail art. As they showed in their little nail art tutorial, they used that sort of as the base and then a layered up Metamorphosis over that, and then Dreamers Awake over it, and then another layer of Metamorphosis on top of that for a nice little fall look. And this one actually had a really good formulation as well. I think this one, some people might be able to get away with one coat, but I went ahead and did a second coat just to get this one fully opaque and basically keep my swatches even. And none of these have top coat, so this is how they will dry. So that one was Ceci N'est Pas Blanc. And then last but not least is our soft gray. This one is called Dreamers Awake. This is a nice soft cream gray, and it is a beautiful tone. It's almost like a true neutral gray, at least to my eyes currently. But it's a beautiful tone, and I don't know that I have something exactly like this. I do have a number of gray polishes, but I'm not sure if I have one that is this exact tone and shade. Great formulation on this one as well. So that one was Dreamers Awake. So there we have it. That is the fall collection from Orly for 2022. Overall, it is a really beautifully put together color palette. I will say of all of the collections that I've received from them, though, it wasn't really the wowiest. I know that's not really a word, but the last couple of fall collections that I saw from them were a little bit more exciting than this color palette, and I think it's because this one does have two neutrals in it, as well as two reds, which are also somewhat of a neutral in and of themselves, and then our green and our teal are also fairly on the neutral side. So just overall, it wasn't too punchy and exciting, but we do have some beautiful colors. Like I said, I probably will use this one for nail art, or maybe as an accent nail. I don't usually wear stark whites or whites in general that don't have like something else in them, like a flaky, as a full mani. So I'll probably end up using this as either a base coat for some nail art or maybe as an accent nail, but we'll see how that works. I think it will work nicely on my skin tone. Of these colors, I think the one that I was most excited to see was probably the metallic shade, which was Stop the Clock. I really like the shimmer that's in that one, and because it is a color that I don't usually buy, I don't often purchase browns, I think this one will be fairly unique to my collection, but also because I do like the Oxblood colors in general. I do really like Persistent Memory as well. This is a type of color that I really like on my skin tone, especially as a pedicure, and this particular tone does lean a bit on the brown side as far as that range of color of like a deep wine or oxblood, so it might be more unique to my collection than I initially gave it credit for, and I am excited to try this one on. I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful, and I know it's the middle of summer still, but I'm already envisioning my fall nail polish rack, so that one is at least one that's probably going to make an appearance, and I guess we'll see about the rest. So there you have it. Let me know down below if you also have the Orly Color Pass or if you purchased the Orly Fall box. I have the winter box coming up for winter, and I think that's the end of my second color pass, so I'm going to end up doing another overall review at that point of the Orly Color Pass box as a subscription. So hopefully you enjoyed. Again, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below in case you haven't already. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.